We can rock for flag salute.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for attending the July 18th regular scheduled Echo City Council meeting at 7 p.m. Call to order. This meeting has been properly advertised and posted in accordance with Public Law 75, Chapter 231. May I have a roll call, please?
Mayor Jim Petty. Here. Antonisi. Here. Clark. Dash. Galloway. Here. Heist. Here. Hesse.
Here.
Timbers.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Ritchie.
Here. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from June 13th?
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Anybody from the public have any comments on agenda items only excluding public hearings? Going once, twice. All right. Mayor, the floor is yours for a presentation from representative from MS City to Shore Ride.
Good evening. My name is Cindy Johnson and I'm a year-round volunteer for the National MS Society and Bike MS City to Shore. I'm here tonight to talk about Bike MS City to Shore, its impact on the MS community, and to thank your community for your continued support. Some of you may know what MS is and some may not. It is a disease of the central nervous system that affects the covering of all of your nerves. It depends on which nerves you have affected. That's, your symptoms will be different. There's so many different kinds of MS. It's difficult to diagnose and it's unpredictable. There are about 2.3 million people worldwide who are living with MS. Locally, it's 15,000 people. And the chances are that you know somebody who has MS. Myself, my daughter's mother-in-law and her mother-in-law's sister both have MS. Yes, there can be a genetic connection. So that means that my son-in-law and my grandchildren have an increased chance of being diagnosed at some point. So it's very, very important to me. So how does Bike MS help? Funds raised by Bike MS support patient and caregiver programs, counseling, and so much more. Bike MS City to Shore raises about half the funds needed to support all of these services for the Greater Delaware Valley chapter of the National MS Society. That includes South Jersey, Southeastern Pennsylvania, Lehigh Valley, and Delaware. A little bit about the ride. Bike MS City to Shore is the second largest Bike MS event in the country. Last year, Bike MS City to Shore recruited 4,500 cyclists and over 1,000 volunteers. We raised $4.3 million. We're hoping for 4.5 this year. This year's ride will be on September 28th and 29th. In your town, the ride will utilize the same route as last year, entering on Moss Mill Road, right on Antwerp, and left on Raymond. And it's the reverse on Sunday, and we do have a rest stop in town here. About 3 weeks before the ride, our volunteers will be going around and dropping letters off at all residents and businesses that are on the route, so let them know that we're coming. We do everything we can to reduce the amount of disruption to your town. We really appreciate that support. Lastly, my favorite part is thanking you. We really do appreciate your continued support of the ride. I like to say there are only so many roads that lead from Cherry Hill to Ocean City. Without the support of the communities we ride through, Bike MS City to Shore could not happen. The National MS Society's mission is to mobilize people and resources so that everyone affected by MS can live their best lives as we stop MS in its tracks and restore what has been lost and end MS forever. By your support, you share in this mission. We'd like to present you with a plaque of appreciation for your support in 2023. Second. Thank you very much, Anna. Can you leave us some brochures? Is there any questions? I know that we have been in contact with. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Very much.
One second, Mayor, I believe Councilman Dash is on Zoom. Can we confirm that and
No.
mark the record?
I
No,
don't
he's
think-
not.
Mhm.
Okay. He just texted me saying he's on virtual, so just keep an eye to see if he is.
You know, Jody, while you were gone, you had to turn the volume down on that TV because you were getting back feed, so you may want to turn it back up
Yeah, I
and
just-
stop your, oh, you did tell her already?
Yeah. but-
Okay.
So I don't know if you'll be able to hear anybody if you don't turn it back
I
up.
have it just in case.
You
Alright.
turned it down there, right, Chief?
Yeah.
So you have
But
to
she
turn
could
it
see
back
if
up.
somebody
I'm just
was.
gonna double check over there to.
Okay. To move forward, Mayor, the floor is yours for your report.
Okay, so first of all, big thanks to Gary Hess, Key Rec, Doug Sawyer from Wimberg and Public Works for the awesome cleaning they did at Lincoln Park. I did have the pictures on Facebook, but if you get a chance, you should go over and look at it.
Sorry, he's on.
Didn't cost the city
It just popped
anything.
up while I was over there, so. It's probably Councilman Dash.
Didn't cost the city anything but some water that used to power wash and Wimberg's paid for the company to come and clean it for us. So that looks really good. Also, thanks to the Saint Gary Key Rec, Butchie, Kinsley and Petrosh and Little Gary for completing the new playground fence that's been completed. They had to dig out the seesaw that was there, replant it next to the swings, clear, I don't know, 5 foot, 3 foot of dirt and mulch out before the playground could be set. So they set it and then Gary made sure that the fence was completed properly. So that project is finished. And recall that was the recreation grant that we got from
DCA.
DCA.
Quick question on that. That is an ADA approved playground. Okay.
And the mulch is also.
Yeah, the mulch is also, and we actually have a little bit of money left in the grant, so Ryan is gonna contact some vendors about maybe making a path to get there, like with
Yeah, we
concrete, so
need
it
a
could
path.
be even more accessible
Yeah.
and be able to
Perfect.
read.
Yeah, I just wanted to refresh my memory that it was.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And we had a successful first senior food giveaway. Thank you, Meg and Jackie. We did manage to sign up. I think we gave out 18 boxes of free food. We do have to pump those numbers up. So as I asked before, if anybody knows a senior or you have a neighbor who you think may be able to use it, you know, please make sure they sign up and you have to sign up to get the food. You just can't show up and get it. And it's income related. There's a certain amount of income, like 1,600 and change for a single person and 22 and change for a married couple. But any little bit helps. It's a very nice box of food. It has a protein, pasta or rice, fruit, and canned vegetables. So it's really nice.
We have the forms at City Hall
Yes.
too. That's where they.
And on the agenda tonight, Brian had sent the information for the BDA. One of them is a steering committee. And I have reached out to quite a few people who are community leaders, like the principals at the school and other youth people at the school and whatnot. And of course, our green team chairperson to join the steering committee. And if you as a council person are interested in joining the steering committee, we have to have 2. So if you are, please send me an email and I will give you a rundown of what type of letter you need to submit as for interest in the being on the steering committee.
Can you elaborate a little bit on what the steering committee
Well,
is for?
if we get the grant, well, first of all, you need to have it in order to apply for the grant,
Okay, which grant are we talking about?
the BDA grant.
Okay.
I don't know. if you were-
Brownfields.
The Brownfield grant, okay, I might have been.
You
out
might
of
not
that
have been
meeting.
here
Okay,
that
thank
day.
you.
And then the steering committee would actually sit down and discuss some of the items that you can do once the land is clean. It's kind of like gives a little bit of direction to the project and things like that. Ryan would have more information on that, but whatever Meg put on the agenda, that's pretty much all we have right now.
I mean, there was a letter that went, I remember last
Yeah.
meeting, we did a motion to approve moving forward.
Mhm.
Angela, you suggested maybe we need a resolution to solidify that, but
And,
he just said at the last meeting,
Yeah, I spoke
just
to
tell
Ryan
me you
about
want to move forward.
these 4 resolutions, 23, 24, 25, and 26. And we have a deadline of July 30th to
31st.
submit these applications.
Mm-hmm.
And as part of the applications, they want a memorandum of understanding with the DEP. And also they want us to formulate a steering committee to discuss whatever options are available. And then we report back to the DEP. In other words, it's a lengthy process.
It appears that there's 2 steering committees,
Yes.
one for.
One for
Antwerp,
Antwerp, and the other one for Axis.
So if you're on one, are you on the other, or?
Wait,
Excuse me?
So if you're on one, you're not necessarily on the other.
Right.
I don't think you have to be, but if you would
You
like to
could
be,
be,
it's
yeah.
perfectly fine. I don't
So
think there's any-
please, if you are.
Probably make more
interested-
sense to just have the, personally, my opinion is
What's
have, my personal opinion, just to give
Same.
some feedback, is I would make it the same people, because if you're gonna have meetings about the grant, you're not gonna wanna have multiple meetings and have the engineer come to a meeting for this and a meeting for that. and-
Yeah, it makes sense if
I
you
would-
can only have one meeting.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would, I would
That's the-
keep, I
that's the
would pretend
question.
almost like it's one and
Yeah.
just two projects as
Right.
part of that
Right.
overall umbrella. I think you'll keep it much
How
more
often do the
simple.
meetings we have to be held?
I don't even know.
They don't really, they have to be held, but they don't give you any guidelines as to how often, how long, how many people.
Okay.
You
But
know,
I-
it's not how to be open to people.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you have an interest in Antwerp and Agassiz Street, you might want to consider being on the committee to see, you know, what your interest is.
Right.
And it is open to everyone, so if anyone would like to be on the steering committee.
Well, so far I have 6 people and Ryan said that it was very important to get people that have some sort of a title in the community. Council person would be perfect.
That
So
would be good,
if
yeah.
you do want, I've taken the lead on this because Ryan asked me to get the steering committee out. Because it has to be in with the letters. So if you are interested, please send me an email as soon as possible. I'll send you the letter that you have to revise to explain why you want to be on the committee and what you're, you know, what you feel you would contribute, you know, et cetera. So get that to me right away, and as soon as I get it, I'll send it right out to you. Try to send it right back to me. I've gotten 3 letters back so far. So,
Okay, I just want to say this on record, I would suggest Councilwoman Galloway, that if you haven't already, maybe put in for it, since you have extensive background.
just get choose the right letter.
Okay.
but you have to, well, she's the chairperson of the green team, so that would be like that important title that you really need to have on there.
Yeah.
And I did, Chris Costa also, he's on he's the president of the Economic Development Corporation. He's agreed to do it. I haven't gotten his letter first. Mrs. Sholby.
Can I say something about that? Just to let the public know, Agassiz Street is the White Horse Pike. And those parcels include some parcels down near New York Avenue and Weisbeckers.
It's what we call a gateway.
Yeah, and then the other one is the Old Dome, which is just sitting fallow, so if we could
Industrial
get those
park.
back on the, do something with them, it'd be great.
Yeah, I would be interested in this.
Okay, just
send me that.
Can you send me an email?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to
I'll send
forward
you an email
everything
to
to you.
Yes.
Okay, and then, after our torrential rains, I reached out to Mark Werner about his drain that was put in, and it is working very well.
Oh, good.
So hopefully that'll last. I can't imagine that we could get more rain than
Praise
we
the
actually
Lord.
did. So, we did get a couple of nice letters from some, people about our police department. The mayor's gonna talk, sorry. The chief's gonna talk about that. I'll leave that for her, but the officers were, Matt Rex, Rodriguez and Rosenberg. And let's see what else. We do have a new restaurant opening soon in August on St. Louis Avenue. And last but not least, the fireworks that were supposed to go off on Saturday. I got a phone call from the gentleman who was on site. He asked if he could speak to me before he starts setting up. So I went over there. And he showed me his phone. I couldn't get a signal, so I couldn't verify any of this, but he showed me his phone and showed me that there were going to be strong storms coming through the area between 4 and 5 o'clock, and that if he set up the fireworks and started to rain, A, the fireworks would be no good, or B, if he waited, we wouldn't be able to see the fireworks until 11 p.m. And I didn't feel as though that was acceptable. So we had to cancel. Now, if you were able to get those fireworks set up and it did start to rain, you can still, I don't know if anybody knows this, but it hasn't happened 1 year. You can still set off the fireworks in the rain. But I didn't want to take the chance of having to wait till 11 o'clock to see.
Especially if it was severe storms.
So that's the reason behind that. So we were kind of fortunate in a way because now we can reschedule. And that's a good thing. So I'm looking at right now, August 17th. Because that would be kind of like the end of the summer bash or whatever. So I confirmed it with the chief. Keith's good with it. The DJ's good with it. So I think it's going to be good. So hopefully we'll be able to do that on the 17th. If not, we have 3 months to have them. So we'll see what happens there. And that's all I have, but I do have to excuse myself this evening. I have vacation Bible school with my grandson tonight, so I'm gonna skedaddle.
Okay.
But unless anybody has any questions for me.
No, would you have any final comments at the end?
No, I think
Okay.
I said it all. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
All right.
Have a good night, Larry.
All right, thank you.
Courtesy. All right, moving on to number 8, council committee chair reports. So I will start with code, going to finance redevelopment. We have nothing for personnel and ethics. So code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. I'm gonna try and make it as quick as possible, but the one is gonna be lengthy. 1400 White Horse Pike update. Our city solicitor will discuss that in her report. Correct, Angela? 1400 White Horse Pike. We'll discuss that.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I believe the address is 1200 Philadelphia Avenue. The church down there has collapsed or is on the verge of collapsing fully. So Keith Adams, our public works supervisor, is getting quotes to completely demolish that building with removal of all debris, and I'm assuming leveling of the ground if there was a basement and everything.
What was
so
the address?
I think it's 1200,
1220.
1220, sorry.
He has to wait till, he won't be back till Tuesday.
Yeah, so when it gets back, hopefully by the next meeting. Jody, the threshold without council approval is what dollar amount? I forget, 12 something?
Really 17.5, because that's kind of pay to play, so really kind of 17.
Alright, I'm gonna ask council if that.
I mean, fingers crossed it's not.
Right,
But-
so. If it does for some reason come in at 17,501, is council okay to approve that now, so we don't have to prolong the process until the middle of August, next meeting?
Yes.
Alright,
Could we
sure.
put a certain amount that it can go over?
Yeah, we can cap it.
But it has to come down.
Is this a resolution for the township?
Someone can go in there.
Right, again.
We will need a resolution.
What do you think dollar amount wise would we feel comfortable with?
17.
Well, cap with it.
17.
I was gonna say, I really hope it's not, because Keith was like, honestly, if we had a big enough backhoe,
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm
we could
saying.
do it. So, I mean, we could probably rent something and let Public Works bring it down if we had
Take your
to.
punch crazy
And we
out.
have to have all that sorted and taken away. It's gonna cost as much as paying somebody to get it down and sorted to take it away.
And I don't wanna have to prolong the approval of the money come the August 18th meeting, I think it is, whatever it is.
And the person that does it, insurance said if something goes wrong and, you know, we're not taking the chance of one of our guys getting hurt demolishing a building when that's not their forte.
So, what, do we feel comfortable with 20,000?
20 is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not, I mean, I guess, it would be an emergency if we think it's really bad,
Yeah,
so.
it is. That will blow my
We
mind.
need a resolution.
Oh,
Well,
And
if it
that's
came in, we would definitely continue.
And as of Thursday, it was actually still a live building, the electric. you
Yeah, I was gonna say,
suspended
I
it.
know, was it yesterday that Keith called?
They were
for electric?
supposed to
Or
come out
Wednesday?
and turn it on.
disconnected from the house?
I know,
So they
Keith
got
had- I know Keith,
disconnected.
I know
Like,
Keith had called there to make sure they were disconnecting
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Yeah.
It was still live as of Thursday.
had
He
called-
said They were supposed
I
to
was gonna
disconnect.
say,
it
he
when
had
they
called,
took
he
it.
had called the electric company.
Yeah, so,
He did try to take care of that.
so may I have a motion to put a $20,000 cap on, demo of this property?
Make a motion.
Roll call, please.
Antonisi?
Yes.
Dash?
You should be.
Hold on, he's muted. If
Yeah,
that's,
you're muted, Steve,
Steve
come back to him.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
is that Steve?
Essie?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yeah.
Richie?
Yes.
Dash?
Uh-oh, maybe that's. Well, there's still, he's still muted, or whoever that is.
All right, moving forward, if he, when he gets access to, vote, we'll make record of it.
Yep.
Code Department, June of this year, 246 contacts are made from investigations, red cards, reviews, tags, mailings, etc. Second quarter income, $42,394 from permits, fire prevention, seal inspections, registrations, lead certs, liability and administration insurance fees. Last thing I have for code. So as you all know, we started a process for a code enforcement officer. We had an applicant put in, but it was not for the code officer position. This individual sent a resume in and all certifications and licenses regarding the position of construction official. The interview went well. Applicant has all the certs, like I said, construction official, plumbing subcode, electrical subcode, HHS electrical inspector, building RCS, which is residential and small commercial. He will be taking classes to have his building subcode and fire subcode come spring of 2025. What I'm asking council tonight to consider, so we don't have to prolong this process any longer, is one of two things. If we're interested in moving forward with a construction official. With that being said, there will be a small savings. The mayor has left. She had all the numbers, but she did discuss with Jody regarding the savings, to hire that title and that person. Due to not needing the other part-time positions and, benefit packages, so on and so forth. Although, if we were to move forward with a construction official, position, we would need to advertise the position due to being different than the code officer position that we had advertised for. The time frame, I'm not sure on, what would the time frame be?
I'm not sure, but there's lists that we have to call for from civil service.
Right, that was the other thing, civil service will have to be contacted to establish that code within the municipality to advertise for hire and, or advertise for hire.
I think first we call for the list. If
Right.
there's someone on the list, then we
Right,
would see if they're interested.
yes,
Same as like a police officer, when we call, they send in that they're interested in the position.
yeah. In addition to that, we would have to, as a municipality, have discussions with the labor attorney. Regarding other positions needed to be retained until spring of 25 when this, when there's other certifications and licenses are obtained. And along with any other questions we may have as council or the governing body, for the labor attorney. The title would essentially be the department head, while still maintaining 2 part-timers and an administrative secretary in there. Or we continue in the direction of code officer and again, advertise the position regarding, and like I said, regarding the costs and the savings. The mayor did speak with Jody regarding that. She's not here to answer those questions. I wasn't formally given them, but it was discussed with the mayor, and I'll be honest with you, I don't remember the numbers, and I don't know if you do.
No,
but
we
if
just
you-
kind of briefly, we didn't like sit and like,
Right,
run,
yeah,
like,
go
very-
through everything.
yeah.
So come code enforcement, code office, construction official would be opportune for this municipality. So I'm asking council right now, I'm sorry for the short notice, but to consider all this and put the vote what direction we want to continue to move in.
Do we need a construction code official? I mean, we don't have that much construction going on.
It's not so much the need of it, but it comes down to one, the it essentially is a department head, which that office does need a department head essentially. They also would cover, the title also covers all the licensing and certifications of your building subcode, your fire subcode, your electrical subcode, plumbing subcode. So when you take all those licenses and titles and put them into one person, essentially you don't need the part-timers that we're paying the annual salaries for.
I
My
apologize
biggest
if you said
concern-
it, sorry.
Mhm.
I just apologize if you said, I was just trying to fix the TV. When will they have all the licenses?
Spring of 2025.
Okay, so there's
that
still
was
some
the end of
time
this year.
until.
End
So that would be a
They have
discussion I
that.
have with the.
So
labor
are they
attorney.
willing to do almost more like a code, like just what's the plan? Like, would they be just code for now and then eventually take
Well,
on all those
First
or?
and foremost, we need to decide what direction. we wanna go
Okay,
in.
gotcha.
And we have to make sure
If
if
they
there's
are
anyone on
interested.
civil service that has the same qualifications as this person, then we have to go
Did they
through.
have fire marshal as well?
That would be the fire subcode official. Licensing that would be obtained by spring of 2025.
But is the fire subcode, is that the same as the fire official?
I think a clarification on that.
Cause I
But
think
as
there's
far
two
as-
separate, like, we have two
No,
separate
they're not
people.
the
one-
same. It's the
Yeah, I was
fire,
gonna say, I
Okay.
think
and then the
they're-
subcode.
Okay,
I have the state administrative code title 5 or 4, I can't remember what,
Five.
yeah, title 5. Will explain that in detail for us to review.
cause just so we know whether
So
that
we have
person
to
would have
go
that as well.
till next spring without a code enforcement officer?
No. What I'm saying is, what direction do we want to move in to get this ball rolling? If we want to go look to continue with just simply a code enforcement officer, which essentially would not be the department head, and just being code enforcement officer out doing the same stuff that our part-timers would be doing, minus all these licenses and certificates, and continue to have all the part-timers, well, I don't say all, but the part-timers we have on the books right now.
Council President, it did go out as a full-time position.
we're good.
There were people that were interested or similar to what we have that would have didn't want full-time. You know what I mean?
Okay,
So
right.
that's how it was put out, full-time,
So the construction official would be a full-time position.
even that code enforcement.
But this person, if you
Meg,
hire
say
this
something.
person, is this person going to be able to do the code enforcement?
Yes, absolutely.
Along with, if we need any fire
You could put
inspection,
part-timers.
somebody puts.
Fire,
torch on.
subcode, plumbing, so from what I understand, I don't know what this municipality, other municipalities have a part-time subcode, construction officials. That maybe work 1 day a week, 4 hours
Not
that
really
week.
creating. a
Say
position,
that's
it's
on
creating
Tuesdays.
One person. that has-
If we have a construction official here in-house and somebody comes on Friday and says, I need an inspection, so on and so forth.
All that.
That construction official can now go out, do that inspection instead of our applicant having to wait till the next week or the following week, if it's every other week. To get their inspection and certifications done.
And we experienced it personally when we put our porch on our house. We would call for an inspection, and if he was full, his 4 hours were full with other people, we waited till the next week. So we put our contractor off for another week who we're paying because he only works 4 hours a week.
Right,
So this would give us somebody
that's how all
in-house.
small towns
Right.
operate though.
This would give us somebody in-house. full-time
There is a
to do
company
all
that
those.
does construction code inspections and stuff, and they were having problems in the communities that I cover at work, and they contracted with this company. I think they're out of Vineland or something.
No,
Okay,
you can, I mean, I.
They're on call, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be.
I think
very
they had
good.
that years ago here.
Yeah.
so,
Shared services.
so the other,
That doesn't solve our
No.
code enforcement issue. We need
Oh.
to solve that issue.
right, and that's why I'm asking the question now, so I just also want to add this caveat to it. This could actually lead to us opening up a shared service agreement with a neighboring municipality also. For those that lack a construction official or have part-time construction officials.
Council President,
Yes.
do you think that with all those titles, we might need to create a new position for civil service, like that code
We
enforcement?
can't create a position for civil service.
I mean,
Service.
we'll go through the list of civil service jobs and
Right.
whatever job.
Or
fits
create
into
one,
it,
I mean,
that's
for
the
us,
position.
that is civil service.
Yeah,
There's none that,
Or civil service will tell
Yeah.
us what position that will be.
That's what I was gonna
Right,
say.
um,
They're almost like, they're existing
Yeah, I
things,
watch
they're
your
just
video,
putting it
right?
all on one person, like.
And I don't
civil
think that-
titles,
That's
yeah.
what, that's where I'm going with this.
So the last thing I wanna say.
Well, they're bringing up
and,
about that guy.
Actually, the applicant is here tonight. And
Yeah,
if you guys are willing to
and
have
it
him
sounds
come
like they're
forth
gonna
right
do it.
now, I'm sure you can answer any questions you would like to ask him.
I don't know, he's
Okay with
pushing
that?
for it.
I have a
Everyone
question
goes, yeah, they
first.
need to do
For
Code
us
enforcement, he
or
can
for-
do this, he
for
can do
us.
that.
Okay,
First, I want to ask
I don't
Meg,
know.
did you say other people
It's
had
hard to
applied for the
understand.
position that we put out
I mean,
there?
I had phone calls, they didn't want full-time.
I don't
Like,
know.
I
Okay, they
think
just
some
wanted
of the-
part-time.
Some of the people in there were telling
The way
their
I'm
friends
hearing
about
it,
it or whatever,
They're pushing
so
it.
didn't necessarily want a full-time position.
Okay, and secondly, would we put a stipulation in there because if he leaves, he has all
Someone
these.
said, oh, so he's
We're
definitely gonna be
completely,
doing code
you know,
enforcement
at a
too.
loss, and we
Joe
would have
said
to
yes.
scramble to try to find a position,
so.
all these
So,
positions
so
to fill.
let's not, target one
No.
individual, but in general, that would be discussed in any interview with any applicant that puts in for the position.
Exactly, I'm just wondering if we
I don't
want to
think I
go
heard
that
that.
route, only for that reason.
So, again, that would be a discussion during the interview process to discuss. with the
Yeah, I don't know
applicant
what's
or
going on. It's hard to
applicants,
understand. I'll have to
for the
get,
position.
I'll get more
So,
information.
Like I said, he is in attendance tonight. If you guys want to, come up and introduce himself and answer any questions, I'll leave it open
Yeah,
to
I'm
you.
watching it now.
Are we paying for his licensing?
He has all his licensing. Yeah,
There's
you guys
two
are
that he's
interested in
still
coming up? Mr. Kohler, come on up, stand behind the podium and introduce yourself, please.
Good evening, folks. I can answer most of the questions that you folks were bringing up. The thing to call it would be construction official, which is very common practice that in most counties, the construction official holds more than just the construction official position. He has to be the construction official and at least one subcode. He can be the construction official and multiple subcodes. Right now, I hold the construction official license, plumbing subcode license inspector, electrical subcode license inspector, and building RCS inspector's license. So, and the the code enforcement is something that, you know, there's no license for it, so I've discussed that with them, and I'd be okay with doing that as well. As far as the civil service is concerned, civil service routinely advertises for construction official positions. And after construction official, it will say this individual also holds the plumbing subcode license and electrical subcode license for the town, so all applicants must have these licenses. And in that regard, I'm a veteran with veterans preference status. So if you ask for those licenses, I would absolutely be the number one on the list.
Any questions for Mr. Kohler? So for,
There's like a new, update the state wants as far as stormwater. And a lot of towns, they assign, the designated person for that is the, construction official. Are you familiar with, stormwater, those requirements?
I've done a lot of work as for stormwater as a plumber,
Must be him.
not as a construction official. Those sorts of things are usually handled by the public works director, which a lot of towns, the construction official works closely with the director of public works in handling those sorts of things. One town that I did work for, Monroe, the construction official was also the public works director. But you know, I have a lot of experience in stormwater, but I don't specifically know anything as far as the state's requirements, et cetera. And that kind of stuff would have to be engineered before a contractor or the township, whoever worked on it, would have to be engineered by somebody that knows those standards.
Thank you.
So you could do the fire marshal as well?
Right now, no. There's two levels of fire inspector's licenses. One is ICS and one is HHS. I'm taking ICS this fall, HHS this spring. I explained to the folks that I interviewed with that you can get a subcode license when you just have ICS, but if any of the licenses for the town are an ICS and not HHS, the town is considered level 2 town, which means if you had a big job come in, which was a class 1 structure, the town could not do the plan review. Plan review would have to go to the state or to another town that held the category 1 classification.
And HHS is health and high hazard.
High hazard structure.
Yeah.
So if you had some sort of large industrial building come in that was classified as a class 1 structure, fire wise and building wise, I couldn't do that plan review.
Like typically our fire marshal inspects all businesses every year and does all the, for the food truck festivals, issues the permits and stuff like that, so.
Those positions vary a lot town to town. Lacey Township where I live, there's one part-time fire inspector that is both the fire marshal and the fire subcode official. Some towns have a separate,
That's what we.
but that's up to the town. They can do whatever they want there. I would think Joseph would be more informed there.
Right now, we have one and the same because our fire marshal passed away, but. So
Our fire subcode.
our
also
fire
had
subcode
that.
had the license
Yeah.
to do it, so he's doing it.
Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Colton. So again, I'm gonna leave it up to council. What direction do we want to go in? Because we promised the residents that we would get some kind of full-time enforcement employee into code this year, and I want to see that come to fruition. So, what's everyone's opinion?
I would like to table this just till I find out how much it's actually going to save us and what we're actually going to, how this is going to work out, because I didn't get a real chance to, look at it in depth.
Okay, any other opinions?
Being we're just exploring the idea at this point, I think there's time to get a idea of what the savings would be, why we're exploring the idea of doing it this way. And then we have the comparison of what it's going to be if we do it this way, opposed to if we keep it the way it is and hire a full-time code. So I think we should go into the exploration of bringing this to fruition and see what the savings would be. Because I think having all those officials at our fingertips is very beneficial to our town, and it's going to bring new residents. They're going to see that we have those inspectors right here, right now, and they don't have to wait.
You mean having the one individual?
One individual having all those, yes.
Right,
And the one individual with those inspection licenses.
right.
There are definitely pros to it, for sure. I just, like I said, that's my one concern. I don't know how they, how that would work out. By just having one person, if by chance he wanted to go elsewhere.
Right. Anyone else?
I'm fine.
If we're agreeing to moving forward to exploring, then there's nothing to say that we can't go back on that, so I agree with that, that's fine. With me.
Calvin, right?
Same way. I mean, if we're just exploring, we're not making any decisions or anything. I'm fine with it.
All right, so I have a motion to table this for further exploration regarding cost savings until next meeting where we'll make a decision.
When's our next meeting?
August, have another motion to move on with the exploration. And then take a vote on who's for which one. Haven't we done, you can't do that. You have to take.
Yeah. So motion to table.
Motion.
Second,
All right, all in favor? Any nays?
Nay.
One nay, I'm a nay.
I'm a nay too, because I wasn't trying to table it. I was just trying to say we can move it on forward just without making a decision.
What would your place be?
To table it, or it
Mhm.
looks like you have 4 folks who want to pursue it, and 2. I don't know if Mr. Timbers, did you vote either way?
Yeah, I'm okay either way.
Well,
Unfortunately, Councilman.
I understand.
They
I
can-
don't find
Would you like to-
issue with waiting until the next meeting.
Okay, so you want to table it. So we have 3 to table and 4 to explore, so the motion carries.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
To explore,
Explore.
Yes.
explore, just to explore.
Right.
You're not taking any action, you just explore.
Yep. All right, well, thank you for your time. Sorry, that was such a lengthy report. So I'll move into finance real quick. Finance Committee. I sent an email today regarding meeting dates. Please check your email. Please get back to me as soon as possible. We will be discussing the PPA contract, which expires at the end of this year. And a request for a zoning amendment to be made for 110 North New York Avenue. The last thing I have, and this resonates from the June 13th meeting, because I was falsely accused of playing politics regarding the lake and fees and everything. So I took some time to recollect what was said, and as I stated in the meeting, yes, we didn't take into consideration an Egg Harbor City resident fee or a discount or so forth, whatever you want to say. So taking the time to think about what can we do, what can I do, what can rectify this situation until we revisit this via ordinance. I'm gonna present to council tonight a coupon that represents $10 off for any Egg Harbor City resident who can provide for picnic table reservations with proof of residency, let it be a driver's license, tax bill, or utility bill. This coupon will be only valid for one per reservation. So if you have a reservation, you can't use 3 of them for $30 off. In addition to these coupons will be valid until September 4th of this year, when the lake actually closes. So with that being said, I'm gonna pass the copy out. It will be in color. The ones you guys are getting are gonna be black and white simply because I ran out of color ink. So review it. Tell me what your thoughts are on this, and if we are in agreement, I would like to, if feasible, Jody, Meg, get it on the city's website tomorrow, if not the latest Monday, for people to utilize. When they make reservations to reserve picnic tables, and this coupon will have to be presented at the time of payment with the reservation. Oh, yeah, sorry, I think I got the rest of them.
I would think, so this is a coupon for a resident to book a table. I would think we would probably have to do a resolution with or an ordinance, or, I don't know. It's the attorney.
Yeah, we wouldn't need an ordinance amendment. Well, I think we would simply just need a resolution with council's approval.
I mean, did we run it by the auditor or?
No, because it's within the council's discretion to do it.
This says resident, but you're asking for a tax bill. So did you mean to say resident or property owner?
Yeah, thanks for that correction, property on this.
Property owner.
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
no, because residents rent, and
Yeah.
if you're a renter, you can show your driver's
Right.
license.
Yeah, but they
Or
don't
your
pay tax.
utility bill,
So maybe no
Yeah.
tax.
or your utility bill.
It
It
says
says
driver's
utility
license,
bill.
tax bill, or utility bill. You can bring one of the three. You don't
Yeah.
have to bring all three.
Yeah,
So you
this-
come to know
this-
you're a resident, right?
This-
It's like when you register your kid for school, you
Yes,
gotta take
yes.
something that shows that you live
Well,
in
you were
city
just
limits.
putting out.
yeah, and this ain't the
So
DMV,
just
where you need
for
18
resident.
Yeah,
years of
so just,
identification.
you're a resident. Just like we're the registrars. If you live here to get married.
I mean, I think this is gonna be a big thing for all the lifeguards. I mean, I think we're really.
Can be.
And all the people that already paid for the picnic
Yeah,
tables
I
in the
mean,
beginning of the summer.
I mean, I'm not.
Could this be utilized only for a pre-reservation?
It's $10
Right,
if it,
it only has
if
to
the
be
table
dealt with
comes
here and not with the lifeguards.
I would do that. I mean, that would work.
Well, the whole thing is if they're doing a $10 off, we can put a line item on the thing that for the lake where they put the money and take the coupon and put it in the envelope with the money. So as they're counting the money, each of these coupons counts for $10. We rented 50 tables at
And
$25.
then Karen is gonna lose her mind
For subtracting $10.
because they have all kinds of sheets and schedules and ways that they put things in the thing,
You know
and
what,
it's
we're-
gonna
we're-
literally
at
make
the
people
end of the
go.
day,
Well, she records all.
And I can understand that aspect of it, but at the end of the day, I, hopefully along with council, are trying to correct a wrong for the remainder of the season. So we can amend and change the ordinance to reflect a residence only discount.
Let
I-
me ask you a question. What was the wrong that was done? I mean, this went to ordinance committee, it was reviewed, they passed it at the committee
You
level.
were here at the beginning last
Yeah,
meeting.
it came to council, council approved it, we gotta live with our decisions too. I mean,
Absolutely.
how many people are complaining that they have to pay? I don't know. They
At
got-
the end of the day, I don't know how many people are complaining. I think falsehoods are being communicated amongst the community.
Well, we deal with that every day.
I know,
Things
I know,
will be,
it's a shame. It really-
Facebook.
I know, it's really a shame.
May I say something?
Sure.
Gotta get
When
off
we
that
had that
thing.
meeting, we discussed having a residence read, and we're told that we could not do that at that time. And so this would put into place a residence rate until we could change the ordinance to include a residence rate, which I and many of us believe there should be, because that link is for the residents in this town. That's all I have to say.
Is it, so this coupon, can they use it every, I'm sorry.
Casey asked if we could have it just be at the.
I think that'll be the best.
And my only thought with that is that the
Like
lifeguards do
free.
have a lot on their plate already.
Or
I've
the
been out
badge
there with
checkers.
them,
It's the badge.
the badge checkers, but also the head guard. I've spent lengthy time talking with them.
Well, also, this is per reservation. What is the $10 allowed to be used for? Just table rental reservation?
Picnic table
Yeah.
reservation with proof of
Oh,
residence.
gotcha.
So it's one every time?
Yes.
I have a question for Angela. Are the people that paid for the tables up until this point, are
We have,
they
like, no
going to
refunds or
legally be
anything like
able
that.
to,
There's no refund.
get a refund?
I think you're just
Not
kind
unless
of
they have a
creating
receipt
more.
and they're like Walmart,
No, I don't-
30-day return policy.
There's no refund.
No, I think that the best step would be to put it up there, say this is for pre-reservation that you get at the
Moving
town,
forward.
moving forward.
So,
Until we're able to put an ordinance in place that includes a residence rate, like there should be.
so regarding your question, I understand it, right? And we discussed that last meeting. I think everybody was in agreement. Yes, it's kind of hurting the individuals that have already reserved picnic tables in the past. But at the same time, this ordinance was put in place in what month? May?
May.
Right, so there was substantial enough time to review the ordinances, review the fees, and it was open public comment for the ordinance, for individuals, residents to come in and stress their concerns to us. We can lead a horse to the water, but we can't make them drink water, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're trying to rectify a situation that essentially may have been wrong, and in the meantime, here's our resolution. Hopefully they're happy with it. Hopefully we can move forward with this until
Council
September
President,
2nd.
some people do have booked throughout August, so they can use this
If they-
coupon because they pay in advance, so we'll have to refund some money.
Yes,
Right, no, I'm just saying that,
No,
so that'll be
absolutely.
good for people.
if they print it out.
So I don't know how that works.
I don't take in any of the payments. I don't really,
We'll
I
make it
mean, I,
happen. And then I don't want to
I
hear an
think-
excuse from the tax office saying we can't do it. There's a way to do
No,
so.
no, we have to do the refunds through this.
yeah, they'll have to come to council and get a
That's fine.
refund.
I mean, if it comes in September as a group resolution for whatever dollar amount. Itemized, yeah,
One resolution at the end.
that's fine.
And we can say that.
So if somebody has them every Sunday in August booked, they have to present 4 coupons to the tax office.
One for each day.
One for each Sunday they have booked. They can't walk in.
For each
with one
reservation.
and say,
And where are the
$10.
coupons coming from?
Like I said, I would like to have them posted on the city's website for individuals to print, to download, print and present at the time of reservation.
And can bring as many as they want.
What about
No,
people that
one
don't have?
per reservation.
We can put a
Right,
file
like
at the
what
tax
about-
office window.
Okay.
We got it.
Says one per reservation.
When's this go into effect? So we can,
If we're willing to do.
August 1st?
No, if we're willing to do a resolution to accept this tonight, I don't think there's any language change. I understand Councilwoman Galloway brought up that tax bill at issue language, but I think any one of the 3 would suffice. But if council wants to vote in agreement, we can formulate a resolution tomorrow and have them available either tomorrow afternoon, Meg and Jody.
I don't think it's fair to make Laura and Karen have to start doing this tomorrow,
Okay, then we can put it for
honestly.
Monday.
It's just not fair.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into doing all this. Like, I'm not trying to take anything away from the residents, or I think it's, I understand your point.
Mhm.
But there's
What do you think?
so much
Give
that
them
goes
some time
into
to get
this,
it
yeah,
together.
So
because
what do you
this
think
is
the
going
substantial
to,
timeframe would be?
I'll say August 1st, if I would have to give them a couple of weeks.
yeah.
July 28th, that's a Monday, right? First Monday or the last Monday of
That's
the month.
That's the
29th.
29th.
29th is Monday.
That gives them a week to
come up with a plan how we deal with this.
I have concerns about discounting fees that we're charging to everybody else. I don't, is that even legal to do that?
What's that?
To discount a fee that is written into an ordinance
The city solicitor.
and targeting just one group of people instead of everybody.
You can-
I don't,
No, it's not illegal to provide a resident fee and a non-resident fee. I looked up every lake in New Jersey. I looked up every municipality who has this. They all have resident and non-resident fees.
yeah, we don't have that, we don't have that in our
But it's
ordinance.
permissible to do this for a resident. What I'm telling you is it's permissible to set a resident discount. And this is what you have before you, the resident discount.
Any other questions? All right, would anybody like to entertain a motion to accept these coupons to be published on the city website and at the tax office? Monday, July 29th. Is that what we said?
Yes.
I mean,
I think we need a resolution.
I'll second it.
We'll need a resolution.
Okay, I need a roll call.
Who was that? You?
Yes.
Yeah, Anthony.
This is a can you word the resolution?
The resolution to accept a coupon for residents for table reservations beginning on July 29th, 2024 through the end of the season, which is September 4th, I believe, 2024.
September 2nd.
Second, sorry.
Yes, it's on the coupon.
Some of them say 4th, some say 2nd. Let me check the date.
We'll get
I'm
it
like-
to the
Yeah,
last day of the week.
to the close, end of the season.
I can email you the template.
Okay, yeah, it's fine. I just.
Antonisi? Yes. Dash? Galloway?
No,
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
I feel we have to stick with what we voted on, and we were going to deal with it the next year. I say
Chambers?
no.
Yes.
Right?
question. Got enough time for you ladies?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's for me, I'll figure out if it's more for the tax office because they really, they handle all the record keeping and dealing with all the, making
I
sure.
mean, I'm for it either way. I just don't know if we should really put a time on it and forcing these ladies as much as they have on their plate already to try to get this together.
Well, they're not doing water bills anymore. That's all gone.
Yeah, I got it.
So
No, I
that's taking that off of their plate. And I know
Yeah,
they're doing.
I
the
know.
Well, it is
taxes and
tax
all
bill
that,
due
but-
date time is August 1st.
So, right? Yes, it's okay.
Yeah, like,
Richie?
Yes, and you have Councilwoman Hesse on as a no, correct?
Mhm.
Or as a no?
Yes.
Councilman Dash, are you on? Is he on?
Is that his phone number? I
I
don't,
don't.
there's
Alright.
just a phone number without a name.
All right, sorry
They're
for taking
muted.
my chair committee reports for being so long, but there's a lot to discuss. So moving on, Councilman Dash is now online, safety will bypass,
That's not
Public
so.
Works and Highway, Councilwoman Heiss.
All I got is they're doing all this summer. Things that need to be done, the tree trimming, moving the trees that have fallen in the last couple storms, out at the lake, doing the maintenance that needs to be done there. The street sweeper is in for its 90-day checkup, and other than that, everything is going smooth for Public Works.
All right, Councilwoman Anthony, the property parks playground and so forth.
I don't have anything for school board. I have the late report. I'm just gonna run through the numbers real quick. For the badges, for the last report was 1,194. For the $25 badges, 615. For the $5 badges, 284. And holiday rates were 662. It was extremely busy out there, and I just want to commend everybody that was out there that kept it safe on the holiday as an aside. Daily wristbands, 4,422. $25 picnic tables with no grill, 52. $50 no grill tables, 37. $50 with grill, 165. $100 with grill, 96. The boat rides were 161. The gazebo were 5 rentals. Total sales to date are 114,950, and the variance from last year is 37,535.
In the green,
More or less.
Yes, more. And that's all I have.
and that's for June.
Yes, oh, and we received campground revenue number 2, which was $9,020.
Okay, so from June of 23 to June of 24, we have an increase in sales of what, 30,000?
37,535.
June.
Total sales.
Rained all last year, it rained a lot.
Total sales to date for the same date were 77,415
Very nice,
from last year.
very nice. Thank you.
That's all I have.
Councilman Wright, anything for utility? Councilman Clark is not here for license and ordinance. Does anybody from the committee have anything? No, I don't. Councilman Timbers.
There were no meetings.
Land use and Aaron Haven.
There's Aaron Hyman, however, the land use board did meet Tuesday, July 16th. There were two items. First one was there's a cannabis company, they're a grower. They're gonna be in the industrial park and they're seeking a waiver for their site plan review. They have their license, so that was voted on and the board voted yay on that. Next, we had Spread the Gospel LLC. There was just clarification that they would be adhering to the new noise ordinance that control like the times for certain businesses. And again, that was confirmed. Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing.
All right, that cannabis company, Jersey Grown, is that the name of it? Okay,
They don't have the city license yet.
Right.
They have the state.
correct. All right, Meg, Meg, you have anything? Yeah.
I do not.
All right, Councilwoman Hess, do you have anything for Rotary?
Yes, the only thing that I have to say for Rotary, they came to a conclusion. They've been tossing it around to have a different date for the Halloween parade. So what they decided on was it's going to be on a Sunday at 2 p.m. And it's going to be October 27th. I know it's a little ways away, but just mark your calendars. It changed quite a bit. So Sunday at 2 p.m.
Just to let you know, Echo City Crusaders has a home game that night, that day.
Okay. All right, thanks.
What was the reason behind changing it to a daytime parade? on
Usually a
Sunday?
Halloween parade should be done at night. This is my opinion.
They changed it because they wanted to have more bands. We can't get any bands on Fridays because the high schools constantly, we had one band. So they were debating on Saturday, Sunday, and they decided to go with Sunday. They were going to have it late on Sunday, but decided, and I also spoke to the chief. You don't want to have it too late. The children are going to school the next day. And also there is there's a football game, Eagles game on Sunday night too, at 4 o'clock. So there's what's that? We are gonna lose our Crusaders. Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's parade last year.
One. That's it. And Mays Landing got numerous bands and they always, they usually do.
They
always do the night before, yeah. So we were doing just Fridays.
We always do it.
What was that?
Ocean City does their parade the night before.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the
Mystery
same.
night or whatever.
Oh, right, we can't, because it's, the Rotary's putting it on and they're putting on Mays Landing and Egg Harbor, we're both,
So,
so.
I understand the reasoning, but I
Mhm.
think and everybody wants to speak up on this. I'm gonna speak on behalf of this council.
Okay,
I would like for you to go back and reapproach them about this date and time
okay,
because of the circumstances at hand.
and when would you like it?
It's not about what we would like it, it's about taking into consideration the circumstances at hand, that considering probably 20, 40, 60, 80 plus children will not be able to attend the parade, more or less, because the first game kickoff is 1:30, 2:30. Along with their parents, family, friends, whoever that are gonna attend to see, watch them play their football.
No, actually, I'm sorry, Sunday, this Sunday is at 10 o'clock
10
start.
o'clock until 2:30.
And taxi will be 10, Pee Wee will be at 10.
Yeah.
JV will be at 11:30, varsity will be at 1, and taxi will be at 2:30.
So the municipalities are
But
already,
basically, the littler kids that would want to see the parade
Right,
will be playing their game.
and the municipalities are gonna be overtaxed with the influx from the visiting teams
right.
coming into town.
Mhm.
So I'm just putting that out there. If anyone disagrees with me, feel free to say.
Yeah. I
mean,
guess they should be there.
If not a Friday night, why not the Saturday night? Was there an issue with the Saturday night?
I tried. They didn't want it on Sunday, they wanted it on Sunday, so that was why we went with the Sunday.
I mean, essentially, we're.
So I will go back to them and tell
Yeah.
them when do you want it?
It's not about.
When would they be able to
You
do
know,
it?
like I've got young kids, it's great that there would be more bands, but then your kids aren't attending.
Yeah, and it's not about.
That's my
like,
two cents, I mean.
It's not about what we want, it's about exploring other dates and time, because at the end of the day. This is,
I have.
this is for the children of the municipality.
Right,
This ain't
right.
for us adults to go.
You know,
You're
the
right.
floats you put on the lights and all that kind of stuff and the spooky noises, that's
Right.
gonna have no effect during the day like
Yep.
it does at night.
Mhm.
You know, night is what makes it Halloween.
Or even,
No.
I would
So
suggest.
aren't there
pushing time
lights
to
on the
5 o'clock.
streets? Aren't there lights on the street? Is it that wet? You know, just wondering.
What is it, my door? Yeah, it'll be dark.
No, we put Swiss lights on our float every year.
It's not, it'll be dark.
Well, I will bring it back.
Turn the lights by.
I will bring it back to the Rotary and I will ask them, you know, I guess they want to continue with it on Friday.
There's a ton of kids that are.
Or even push Sunday time to 5 PM start, kick off.
Yeah, but then the parents are
It's no
gonna have.
different, it's no different than
everything.
when we have trick or treating and it's during the middle of the week and it's
And-
at 5:30.
And football practices during the week, and
Yeah.
sports practice, and basketball practice, whatever.
It's not like the
practice.
parade's gonna be like a 5-hour parade.
Right, it's 2 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
So
all
you
it
have to be
is.
home by 7 o'clock.
Right.
So.
Yeah, they can do that. The only thing is, you're gonna have an Eagles game, so the parents aren't gonna wanna
I
take the
don't
kids
think-
there.
Yeah.
too. I mean, we can do it on Friday, we can do it on, you know,
Should do it on the Monday, the 28th. The Monday before Halloween.
At the end of the day, Councilwoman Hesse, please just bring it back to ask them to either explore another date and time, or maybe push it to 5 o'clock that evening. That's it.
okay. I will take it back to them.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Thank you. Councilwoman Gallo,
Thank you.
anything for,
Nothing today.
all right. Chief, welcome. Sorry it took so long.
No.
All right, some numbers for you. From June 13th to date, we've had 5 burglary calls, 5 fraud, incidents of fraud, 1 sexual assault, 11 thefts, 24 motor vehicle accidents, 8 pedestrian stops, 186 traffic stops. Total of 100 citations issued, 21 arrests. Other issues that we've had 15 business alarms, 1 residential alarm, 287 crime prevention activities, 1 criminal district call, 22 domestics, 56 EMS incidents, 1 firearms application, 24 follow-ups, 1,119 property checks, and 12 public service calls. It's summertime, so the training is kind of fallen off over the summer. Not a lot of places don't do much of anything because everybody wants to take a summer break. However, in the upcoming weeks, we do have 2 officers attending laser training, which is law enforcement active shooter emergency responder. So they will come back and we will be doing more active shooter work. 1 officer doing evidence and property training, and the one thing that we did have is we had another officer being trained to be a resiliency officer, take our mental health very seriously and want to make sure that everybody's okay. So that addresses that need. Some things that we had going on, there was a community event at Lippman Park with Church by the Bay. That was on July 10th. Our next one is on September 18th. That event does have the New Jersey Municipal Courts. I believe they did 1 actual expungement, helped 4 other people and directed them to Atlantic City because they needed a little bit further assistance. The Piccolilli donated 300 meals. Those were all given away. The mayor did have some of her food boxes that were from the food bank out there. They also were given away. Clothing was provided. We did talk to some residents who were having issues with substance abuse. So Operation Rise, which is the New Jersey State Police organization that helps with Narcan and addiction specialists. They were there and were able to help some folks as well. Upcoming stuff, August 3rd is our citywide yard sale. I would like to tell people to please drive safely. Don't stop in the middle of the road and jump out. And please stay hydrated. It's normally very hot. August 10th, we'll be having our Municipal Alliance Olympics at the lake. They start at 10 a.m. It's a good time for all. That afternoon, August tenth, from 3 to 8 p.m. is the Food Truck Festival, which is always a fun event, so please come out to that. On August 14th, the Coalition for a Safe Community will be doing a community walk and cookout, leading up to the beginning of school. There will be book bag giveaways, and other stuff, so keep an eye out for that on any, social media that we have here in the city. Mayor Jane Petty did mention, I did receive 2 separate letters or correspondences regarding some of our officers. At the end of May, there was a motor vehicle accident on the Lower Bank Bridge. It was actually in Malta's territory, however, we were the first to respond there. An ambulance hit a bicyclist pretty severely. The attorney who is representing the bicyclist talked to the mother of the injured victim, and she was very impressed by Officer Rex, who was there with the injured person and helps console her, brought her back to her vehicle. So the attorney wanted to make sure that we knew what a good job that he did. All too often, attorneys have not much good to say about police officers, so it was refreshing to hear that. Then I also received a letter from the daughter of a long-term resident of Egg Harbor City, who was going through some medical issues. Officers Rosenberger, Rex, and Rodriguez were there. They stayed with him until EMS got there and helped the neighbor who found him because he had fallen and hadn't been able to get up. He was taken to the hospital where ultimately he did die. However, the daughter was very, very grateful for the officers not leaving him alone, not leaving the neighbor alone. So she expressed her gratitude for that. So that is something that I shared with Mayor Jane Petty. I did put notes in the officers' personnel files. And I also wanted to share that with you. So that's what we've got. Any questions? Here. Oh, one other thing. There was a Facebook post, not Facebook, about a dead body in Lincoln Park. Yes, there was a gentleman who unfortunately decided to take his life in Lincoln Park the other day. This is not something that I typically will go ahead and put out. And the only reason I'm mentioning this now is that a lot of times people will be like, oh, well, why wouldn't we inform? Because it's none of your business. If somebody dies in their house, it's not your business.
Yeah.
And so I will do everything that I can, and will to protect the identities of people who die of anything that is not something that is your business. You know, that's it, you know. Similarly, if somebody dies of anything and it's a medical issue, or if there's an overdose, or if it is something that they have done self-harming, it's none of your business. You know, and this is not directed to you, this is directed to the general Facebook public. And I'd like for people to consider that, you know, what if it's your family? Do you want me to put your information out on blast? So if there's any danger to the public, if there's anything that needs to be known, then of course we will inform you. But at certain times, it's just, you have to respect people's privacy, and, you know, I'm not going to go ahead and use that information, but that's all. So, yes, we're eating.
I have 2 things for you.
Yeah.
Regarding the citywide yard sale, LSVs, are we allowed to use them to go from yard to yard?
What was that?
Like a golf
The
cart?
slow vehicles? Yeah, why
I
not?
don't think there's anything that says you can't.
Okay.
What is that?
I just realized they take
Those
up as much
vehicles,
room as a
Which
car.
is 24 miles per hour or less.
They're gonna bicycle.
Well, we also have electric bikes and electric.
Well, that's one of the
this-
things I was just
right.
gonna say. I was just having a conversation with a trooper not too long ago. And we were trying to figure out, you know, with these electric bicycles, like, where do they fall? I mean, they go pretty fast, but,
They do.
you know, with what is it? 250 cc's for any kind of, you know,
Yeah.
so, but there's no cc, so it's kind of up in the air, and we're researching that to find out exactly what's going
Yeah.
on. So as of right now,
Okay, and then, the other thing I just want to bring to attention, I forgot to do it on my report, not to prolong any longer. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, a lot to say, I mean, I advised Meg and Jackie, I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. There is an increased amount of solicitors on our streets these
Oh,
days.
I had one today.
This gentleman came to my front door and just happened, you know, I had to be in my garage when he came walking up, so. First thing, he tried to explain who he was, I asked him if he had a permit, paperwork, licensing from the city to solicit, he did not. Then I politely explained to him my position with the city and advised him to cease all soliciting and to report to City Hall to file this paperwork. I think we need to somehow make this a little bit more known for solicitors, and I'm not saying it's on you or you guys. But just in general, we're having solicitors going out there, and more I'm going to make sure I encounter them, the more and more I'm going to start asking for these credentials. And I also advise the public to do the same if they do encounter them also. The other question I have, and I cannot remember, is there fines or ordinance with signage of soliciting without city licensing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
So what we can do, and maybe I can coordinate Jackie and Megan, because we can come up with a list of, approved solicitors, and we can put that on our social media, so that way, people can
That's a
go
good
and
idea.
look and say, okay, who is actually approved to be soliciting, because I don't know, I don't know offhand. I don't
We have
know.
one, right?
I think,
Nobody.
so,
I had an exterminator too.
that's what it was.
An exterminator, interesting.
Yes.
Oh, actually, I just had someone in my house do it, so.
so I mean, that's something that we can do, and, we can update it as needed, and we can maybe just say, there are no active solicitation permits at this time, so that way people can look to see whether or not it's something that's happening, and if not, then they can call our non-emergency.
Yeah, we had
line.
one call last night at 8:45 last night.
Definitely give us a call on the non-emergency line, and we can go ahead and do that, and perhaps it's something where, instead of having the individual who is doing the soliciting, there can be a fine for the company for which they are soliciting, because I believe the ordinance right now has the actual solicitor being fined as opposed to the company, it's kind of people are trying to just make a living and they don't know anything, but the companies should be held responsible for what it is their employees are doing, in my opinion, so.
The companies may not be the companies, they may be independent. persons.
That's true.
That's
So-
why.
Is there like a curfew for that, like a certain time that they're allowed?
I wonder if it's in the, it's probably in the ordinance.
Yeah, cause somebody showed up at my house at 8:45. I think probably not. They're probably gonna take
Regular.
it.
They got AM mixed up with PM.
It's 8 to
8
5.
AM to 5 PM.
Okay.
At 8 PM.
That's what the solicitor.
And what they're, a lot of them are doing are coming after 5 because.
Oh, wait, after 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People work in-
yeah,
Very
people
good.
work and, people aren't working in here that are gonna come and chase them down.
Well, I mean.
I just want to bring that to attention for us, for the public and everything. Listen, I live by the rule, if you don't call or text me saying you're coming, I ain't answering the door. So, just keep that in mind, because we know what kind of people are in this world today.
Again, so I mean, I would recommend anytime a solicitor comes, Facebook should not be the first place that you go, ladies and gentlemen. Please call our non-emergency line, 625-2700, extension 1. And let us know. We will gladly come out there and talk to them for you. And then go post it on Facebook. But that's all I have. Anything else?
They're supposed to have lanyards, aren't they, around them?
Not-
Do you hand them out or no?
IDs,
Do they have IDs?
And
Okay,
sometimes
is that
they
what
wear
it
the
is?
ones from another town that was approved.
Yeah.
People don't even look at it when they go to the door.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay.
Andover Township.
Alright, moving on, CFO report. I know Jody has 1 or 2 add-ons that we need to discuss real quick for approval.
Just one.
Yeah, I said 1.
Real quick, I just have my actual CFO reports. I'll just read May's receipts and disbursements. May's receipts were $6,299,297.53. May disbursements of $5,622,862.71 for an ending balance of $10,147,608.10. For you. And then I just apologize. I just didn't have it in time to put it in on the agenda. It's not anything out of the ordinary, just a resolution authorizing the NIDRS, and we had gotten, I think we talked about it, but we got a grant from NJDEP for tree maintenance and plantings for $850,000. I'm sure that's brought too. So it's just a resolution that we have to do to authorize the mayor to sign the grant agreement when we get it from the state. So just because we don't have another meeting for a month, I don't want to hold.
And number 18 is.
And number 18 is, I had asked if we could table there. I'm working with Karen to get some of that, all that information finalized. So we'll come back to that at the next meeting.
Motion for the resolution required by CFO.
I'll make that motion.
Alright, roll call please.
Hudson AC,
Yes.
Dash,
No, I don't.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heist, Hessy.
Yes.
Timbers.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Richie.
Yes. Meg.
I do, I want to add this on, it's a 100% disabled veteran status property that it was sent to me and I didn't want to wait till our next meeting is August 15th. I did get it like right when I put the agenda out. So I can send you the property address now, but typically we don't talk about the property address, but it is another that the tax assessor has approved.
Yes, there's no dollar amount, right?
No dollar amount, it's just,
Any questions or comments regarding this? If not, may I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second, and roll call.
Atenesi? Yes. Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yeah.
Ritchie?
Yes,
And that's all I have.
thank you. Angela, attorney report?
Just briefly, thank you. So we had a meeting with the New Jersey EDA Economic Development Authority on the movie theater project a couple of weeks ago for the $1 million grant. And the purpose of the meeting was to let them know the timeline that the city put together. And that was done by Ryan, myself, and Jody, and the developer, Jonathan Sacker. And they wanted to know when different phases of the project would tentatively be done. And that covers the end of this year, 2025 into 2026. So by the fall of this year, essentially, we expect the developer to get his Pinelands approval. There are some cleanup facilities that have to be done at the site, which we're working upon with the Pinelands. Hopefully, he has those done in 2025, and he expects to hopefully start breaking ground at the end of 25 to complete the project in 2026. Once he has a firm time frame, is when the city can go ahead and begin thinking about infrastructure. The city didn't want to be involved in spending any monies, engineering funds or any kind of construction funds until the developer is clear on what he's going to do and when he's going to do it. And the state was also clear that without the timeline, they were going to hold up the grant, and I didn't want that to happen. So we're in line now. They've approved it. They said the timeline was acceptable to them. And so at some point before the end of the year, we'll actually get the grant for us to sign, hopefully.
Will they claw it back if he doesn't abide by the timeline?
It's not so much him, it's the city. The city's the one who obtained the grant,
You're right.
and we're stuck with him.
Yes.
We are married to him. So if his timetable extends further, what I expect to do is tell them, and they know this since we told them already, we will extend our timeline further, which means that probably the grant will be extended as well.
But a lot of our work is really infrastructure, so I don't know.
It's all infrastructure.
So it kind of,
Grant
I
is all
think
for
once it's kind of in place, like our work would kind of be, it seems.
It has to be in conjunction with the developer. We can't do any infrastructure expenditures, i.e. engineering costs, without the RFP. We have to get bonds. We have to do a lot of municipal work, which may be costly, which is where the $1 million comes in. But we have to do that before we even get the $1 million. And that's our problem. Since we're married to the developer, we don't want to expend any city funds until the developer is in a place where he's actually putting up the project. He begins some sort of construction, and then we get our funding, and then we begin our infrastructure work. Make sense?
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
Not regarding that.
And that's it. Thank you very much.
Is he still
1400.
buying property?
You think, yes.
1400 West Horse, White Horse Pike,
That's Ricky's.
bowling alley.
Oh, the bowling alley. So, a few days ago, the matter was heard in West Cape May for Mr. Peterson's case, and our cases went along with Mr. Peterson's case all to West Cape May, unfortunately. The Hamilton court decided it had a conflict, and they all got sent to West Cape May, and that was about a month ago. So since Peterson's case had to be heard first, in order for the court to decide if in fact they really did have a conflict or how they were going to handle the rest of the code violations, Peterson's case got heard first. It was disposed of. Mr. Peterson pled to a lesser charge. He was fined a certain amount, but fortunately his case has been disposed of and done. Since that's been done, we got a firm date of September 3rd for the code violations. And we hope that at that time, our code violation cases are also completed with removal of all the items, which is what was proposed to him many months ago, and fines in place per day until the stuff is removed and the place is cleaned up.
It's getting worse.
I think it is. It's horrible. I agree.
Well, the good part is it's ball rolling in the right direction. And
Finally.
Month and a half.
It could be, are there new charges? I mean, because
Yes.
he's,
Every day you saw.
I mean, does he get charged again?
I will follow up with code if they're continuously writing violations for different violations or.
Yeah, because he's more and more junky every
Last
day.
month, I've been on code for a year now, since this was going on last year. And that's how we got the 17 violations that are now before the court in West Cape May. And every month since February, I've asked code to send out new violations. So we have, I think, 10 or 11 new violations.
Good.
But they were on hold pending Mr. Peterson's case. Because the attorney made a motion, a request to the court of a conflict, which may or may not have existed, which prompted the court to send it out to West Cape May.
So does it continue? Does it continue in Cape May? If that, they don't kick it back to Hamilton at this
Apparently,
point?
it's continuing in Cape May. They have a firm court date of September the 3rd. They're
Okay.
not going back to Hamilton,
Okay,
okay? But to answer your question, so we had about 10 or 12 new violations that were done in April and May, and I don't think in June, because at that point it was shipped to West Cape May. So I said to Steve, we need to hold up here because we don't know where it's gonna be. And so those will also be disposed of, I imagine, in West Cape May,
The new ones.
new ones. Because at this point, if West Cape May has it and is doing well with it, then I don't see the point in going back to Hamilton since they were doing nothing with it.
And.
Are-
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, are they going to be able to get inside there? Like we've been trying as far as, Joe, I know you.
Well, that was another issue. So we did the administrative warrant.
Mhm.
I actually advised the code folks how to do the administrative warrant. They tried to do it. Hamilton wouldn't hear it, didn't want to issue it at all. I don't know what the status of that is. I'm not sure that went to West Cape May. Because Hamilton would have jurisdiction of that.
Mhm.
And the prosecutor is not sure either, because I called her a couple weeks ago to find out. She doesn't know what happened to it either. If that's in limbo, I'll say, just send that to West Cape May too. Because Hamilton's not working on that either. But it was all in place in April or early May. That was also all in place.
So I thought everything would just get pushed over to Cape May, whatever Hamilton has. They don't do that, huh? They just give bits and pieces, whatever they want to give.
Hamilton had
understand that.
17 code violations.
Mhm.
That was actually pending before the court, which had all those court appearances, 3 of which I attended.
Mhm.
The administrative warrant, that was a new thing for them, so they didn't know what to do with it. So I gave them some guidance on what to do with it, where to do it, and they tried to do it, and then, you know, the case got shipped to West Cape May, and so I'm not 100% sure what happened to it myself.
Could you make sure that it's with it? in
Yes, I
Cape
called the
May?
prosecutor, she was away,
Thank
so
you,
I'll follow up with her and find out what happened.
thank
But
you.
you're right, I mean, at this point, I think it also should also be in West Cape May. I can't imagine they're gonna keep it, since they didn't know what to do with it in the first place.
Exactly.
And let's not forget, this process has been pushed off and prolonged simply because of the actions of the land use board president with the trespassing.
It
All right,
wasn't
that-
just because of that,
It was one
Joe.
of
Joe,
the,
it's
it was
been
one of the
getting
main
pushed.
reasons. It was one of the main reasons. And now that that is resolved, we now see that the process is moving forward.
Joe, I have to,
It's
I beg
Council
to
President.
differ. Excuse me, Council President, I beg to differ. It was being pushed off way before that, way before that.
And that became even more of a factor with it being prolonged.
Maybe.
So, anything else, Angela?
That's all, thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, thank you. Thank you for your hard work.
All right, moving on to 13, motion to approve application for membership firefighters association. A Culver City Fire Department and individual Timothy A. Kirk. Any questions or comments? I have a motion?
Made a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution certification of the annual audit. If everyone has reviewed the annual audit and there's no questions or comments regarding it, I have a motion.
Make a motion.
Roll call.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright? Ritchie?
Yes. Number 15 is a resolution for the 2024 HRA plan. Any questions regarding what HRA is? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution for application to New Jersey Local Finance Board seeking a budget cap waiver from sale of water sewer utility. Are there any questions or comments regarding?
Yeah, could you?
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want me to
explain
explain
why-
this? Yes, I was gonna say. So in the budget, there is, there are two caps. There is the tax levy cap, which was enacted just within the last decade or so. And then you have what's called the 1977 appropriation cap, which is on basically the expenditure side. So you're only allowed that's what we do that COLA ordinance for every year. So when we did our budget, because we had brought in some expenditures from the utility into the current fund, we would have been over the budget cap. Now, there's a bank from previous years, so even if we didn't do the state allows you basically to adjust your calculation for what's considered within caps if you absorb services from something, but you have to get approval from the local finance board. So this is us doing an application to the local finance board to get that approval to move those expenditures that we brought in from the utility that had to be absorbed into the current fund. So that way we don't have to use our bank in case we need it in future years. We will have it.
That's at 240,000
270,000.
or 70,000.
Speaking of taxes, I got my tax bill. And-
County and the regional school,
county.
we stayed the same.
Well, the
county and
regional is
went up.
minor, but the county tax was
Yes.
4 cents.
Yeah,
And
I was
thought that it was
surprised
flat
myself,
this year.
yeah.
Okay, that can be a discussion all, outside of here. We're discussing this, number 16 resolution. Anybody else have
Anybody
any
have any
comments or questions? If not, may I have a motion?
So much.
Second, roll call please.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Number 17, Councilman Wright, would you like to make this motion for a non-merit contract for progressive events?
Yes, I do.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call please.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright? Ritchie?
Yes. 18 is table, resolution, chapter 159, clean communities.
Already done.
$19,302.44. If there's any questions or comments, please bring them forward. May I have a motion?
So much.
Second?
Second.
Roll call please.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Applying resolution, renew world class flowers GEM parking lot lease for 1 year. Term ending June 30th of 2025. Dollar amount, I believe is $1,750,
Yes.
correct? Yes.
I make a motion.
Second, roll call.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Ritchie?
Yes. Resolution to refund $50 for a zoning permit 444-448, what's that, duplicate? Motion,
Make a motion.
roll call.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist?
Yes.
Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright?
Yeah.
Ritchie?
Yes. 22, resolution refund DL inspection fee, same address, duplicate payment. I have a motion,
Motion.
Second.
roll call.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist? Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright? Ritchie?
Yes. 23, as spoken about earlier, authorizing submission of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Rockville Development Area application for Agassiz Street Properties Redevelopment Area. Any questions, comments? Roll, or motion,
I make a motion.
roll call please.
Attanasi?
Yes.
Galloway?
Yes.
Heist? Hesse?
Yes.
Timbers?
Yes.
Wright? Ritchie?
Yes. Authorize the city of Egg Harbor to,
She's on like speed dial.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Authorizing the city of Egg Harbor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Brownfield Development Area Steering Committee in New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection for the Agassiz Street Properties Redevelopment Area. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call please.
Yes.
Antonisi,
Yeah.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heiss,
Yes.
Hesse.
I just have one question, Angela, if we're gonna combine both of these, does it matter? The two steering committees, does it matter?
It
The way
doesn't
that it's
matter.
written on here?
No.
Okay, yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes. 25, authorize submission of a New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection Brownfield Development Area application for the Antwerp Street Properties redevelopment area. Motion, please.
So moved.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heiss.
Yes.
Hesse,
Yes,
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Ritchie.
Yes, and 26 is to authorize the city of Egg Harbor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Brownfield Development Area Steering Committee and New Jersey Development of Environmental Protection for the Antwerp Street Properties redevelopment area. Motion, please.
Make a motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heiss,
Yes.
Hesse,
yes,
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright,
Yeah.
Ritchie.
Yes, and 27 is a resolution to renew liquor license July 1st of this year through June 30th of next year for 446 St. Louis Avenue. Our new restaurant comes in town. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, and the last resolution, Egg Harbor City, there is a resolution emailed to everybody regarding the offshore wind project from Long Beach. The mayor of Long Beach, New Jersey opposing it. This resolution states that Egg Harbor City, they're asking for Egg Harbor City's support to vigorously oppose the offshore wind project. Any questions or comments? I know we did the same back in May for Mayor Sarah
April.
and Brigantine, April, sorry. Any questions or comments? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second,
second,
any opposed?
I have to abstain.
Abstain.
Let the record show Councilman Timbers and Councilwoman Galloway abstain. All in favor?
aye,
Thank you. And the bill list, anybody want to make a motion?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Antonisi,
Yes.
Galloway,
Yes.
Heiss,
Yes.
Hesse,
yes.
Timbers,
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
and Ritchie.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna open up for council comments. We'll start with Councilwoman Heiss.
I have two things. I've been out to the lake probably 3 times this summer. And I have to say, I am very, very pleased with how the lake is running. The lifeguards are doing their jobs. They're on the paddle boards out at the dock. They're switching positions. They're all courteous. The lake is clean. It is just a pleasure to go out there and sit. The last few years being on Public Works and Parks and Playgrounds, every time I would get out there and sit, I would be like, oh my God, that's happening. Oh my goodness, that's happening. My husband would go, get your chair, we're going home. So now we're actually lasting a few hours at the lake and we're actually enjoying it. So kudos to everybody out there. They're working very hard and they're doing an amazing job with what they're doing. My second thing is on Monday night, I had the pleasure of representing Egg Harbor City at the Pleasantville City Council meeting when our council president, Joe Rickey, got promoted to battalion chief of the Pleasantville Fire Department. His hard work and his diligence, according to everything they said, has paid off and he is now the battalion chief. So I told him I was gonna say 3 words, you did good, but
I guess we're great, but
I was gonna do good. So I just want to congratulate him on behalf of council because we're very proud of you and what you have accomplished.
thank you. I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you.
And I got pizza afterward.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Councilman Wright.
Just the only thing really is, football signups are still going on. We're out there every Tuesday and Thursday night from 6 to 7:30. Full pads come August 1st, then, the season opens up September 7th. So if you're looking to sign your child, your daughter, your son up, come on out there and do it. It's, pretty much it.
Thanks, sir. Councilman Timbers.
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Antonisi.
I just want to thank the police department for responding to my house. We had an incident where a neighbor's dog got out yet again and killed our chickens. So I'd like to remind everybody to keep your pets on your leashes. Keep an eye on your pets. Just because you put them out doesn't mean that they're safe in your yard. And if you know that your dog is problematic and gets out, maybe you should be out there with them. This is not the first time, it probably won't be the last time. It's not the dog's fault. We as pet owners need to do better. There's multiple loose dogs in this town, so just as a reminder to keep an eye on all of your pets, for their safety, for ours, for our other animals.
Thank you. Councilwoman Henson,
I have nothing at this time.
Councilwoman Gavin.
I have nothing.
All right, I'm gonna end before we go to public comment. So like I said earlier, last meeting, I was accused of playing politics. I don't play politics, I play facts. And my facts back up my actions. When I'm wrong, I'm humbled enough to say I'm wrong. I'm also humbled enough to say I'm gonna fix the situation as you witnessed tonight with this coupon. The falsehoods that are spread about myself, Councilwoman Heist, one of our candidates, and maybe one or two other individuals up here, they're falsehoods. Talk to the person, get the facts. We're an open book, we're transparent as transparent to be. So just come to us. My number, my email is on the city website, along with those that sit up here. Shoot us an email, give us a call, shoot us a text. Talk to me at the Crusaders Field. Do whatever you think you feel is necessary to actually get the facts and not so much the falsehoods that are spread about certain individuals sitting before you representing the residents of this town. So with that, I'm going to open up to the public. Councilwoman Heist would like to
Sorry,
add
I
something.
forgot. I would just like to send my condolences to the family of the man who rescued the two boys out of the ruins yesterday. Unfortunately, he passed away today. He was a father, he was a husband, he was a soon-to-be grandfather, and he put his life in jeopardy to rescue two young boys. So in my opinion, he's also a hero. So condolences to his family. And to the gentleman who got shot at the rally last Saturday. I don't care what your preference is, your political views. No one deserves that to happen to them, and no one deserves to hold their husband in their lap and have him die that way. So my condolences also to that family.
Thank you. So with that, as I said, I would like to open it up to public. Any comments from anybody sitting in the public or online? Going once, going twice. Motion to close public.
Make the vote.
Second. Motion to adjourn.
Say.
All right. See you on August.